Hi, welcome to Cherie's Weight Loss Journey. For the last week, I kept getting uh, prompted to listen to an old school song called The Men All Pause, right? And it goes like, the men all pause when I walk into the room, because you have so much powerful energy, okay? But here's the thing. There's no denying, there's no denying that women have powerful energy. The problem is the reciprocation of appreciation that is not being properly evaluated. Okay? What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is uh, you know, when, men develop these systems and their systems fail, women always come along and fix the problem. They always come along and fix it. They make everything better. They make the boo-boo better. Always. From the time that they're a kid to the time they lay down in their grave, women always make the boo-boo better. Okay? So, it's an insult when men come into women's face and tell women that they have the mentality of a child, that they can't do anything on their own, that they need man in order to survive. And yet, when women try to show them that no, that's not true, I'll show you it's not true, the resistance is fierce and the attacks are overwhelming to a lot of women. They can't take it, right? They succumb to the belittlements, the subjugation, the feelings that will eventually turn themselves on themselves. They'll turn inside out, okay? And many of them will get ill. Many women succumbing to this, they will get ill. And they won't know where the disease comes from, but it's a disease from internally being damned by yourself because you've allowed other people to damn you. Okay? I know it's a hard pill to swallow, but we're coming to terms that, okay, when women are not treated well, when women can't express themselves, when women can't find appreciation, then, she's going to turn in on herself and make her way to spirit. That's all there is to it. Okay? I mean, let's keep it real. The way that the world is right now, this ain't the end all be all. Oh no, it's not. Okay? We have a lot of planets moving into Aries, out of Pisces into Aries, which is great. It's like, okay, can we please get out of the delusion? Can we please, right? Can we please get away from, these hidden secret enemies that stab us in the back? Can we please get out of that, right? Can we please be upfront and honest the way we love? Don't we love Aries and their upfront directness? We love that, don't we? Yeah, upfront and direct. They're letting you know if they like you, they like you. If they don't, oh well, life moves on. You know, that hidden enemy stuff, I don't know. Y'all have to do what you have to do. I cannot. I mean, I've never, you know, felt like it was okay to be somewhere and actually hate the people that I'm around. Now, I will be somewhere and feel the hate and try to work with the hate and try to see if, I can, come across some compromise. Can we be politically, correct and let each other, especially in the workplace, right? Because we all need money. But not at home. We're not going to do that. Not even in the house that I grew up in. No, we don't get along. As soon as I'm able, I'm going to get emancipated. Okay? Don't sit up here and blame your folks for turning you into a maladaptive, self-pitying, self-destructive, hateful monster on this planet. Right? We have grown men to this day still blaming their mothers, their fathers. Well, my father wasn't here. I don't know how to be a man. And my mom, she was too strong of a woman. And she made me feel like I was inferior. And so, all I felt like is I should have been born a woman. Whatever, man. Whatever. Right? You a little fake. You're gonna meet your maker, don't worry. And that's another thing. When we come into this realm, we come into this realm hopefully, into a mammalian family that's going to nurture you so that you can become a productive person in our society, right? But a lot of you aren't. A lot of you aren't, because there are men out here that have squandered their pearls among swine. And they felt like, well, it was the treasure of being in sexual lust that was the most beneficial to them. They didn't want to have that family unit, that exclusive relationship, right? But then as they got older, right, they were like, well, they thought they would always be able to capture it before they died, right? They was going to go and get them a young cutie pie, because this is what, a lot of them were told, once you get old, there'll be women out there, that will want your stability, but they're not stable. See, this is what they didn't, that's the factor that they didn't factor in. You squander your pearls among swine, you're not going to be stable. So how are you going to be an old man living in a trailer, living in a van, gonna tell somebody, you need a nurse, and you'll give them a purse? Right? You can't tell that to the other older woman who was like, oh no, they're not gonna be your nurse with a purse. Sorry. You squandered your pearls among swine all your life. And now you're old, you got ED, probably got some kind of infection, probably, probably will never make it into heaven, the next realm. Right? May not even get a chance to recycle into this realm. You might be thrown into the trash can for eternity. That's it, that's all. Lights out. So, You know, when I see people and they're acting in ways that they think that, you know, this 3D plane is the end all be all, and that they're living their life as if there's no consequences, right? And they might sit up here and talk about how none of these religions are correct. Well, even if the religion isn't correct, what is your spirit telling you? Right? Your spiritual consciousness is telling you that there's order even when there appears to be chaos. Okay? So, what's the pause? Well, the pause is we're just going into springtime right now, and things are getting ready to pick back up, but it's not going to pick up in the same way that it used to pick up. It's just not. We're leaving behind those old ancient Piscean age philosophies where only the privileged was able to talk with God. I said it. We all had the ability to talk with God. Everyone. We might need to change our diet. We might need to get out of religious organizations that have accumulated and evolved into secular occults, right? Because we all know there was a time that we heard the voice of God, and we knew it was God. We knew it was God. But even when we stopped hearing the voice of God, you know, we were like, well, maybe you were just out of range. Yeah, you was just out of range. Okay? You know you jumped off that porch somewhere. You know something you were doing had God turned his back on you. And you stopped hearing the voice of God, right? But you were okay with that. You were like, you were going to listen to your ego instead. Okay? Your ego was going to protect you. Okay. But your ego can't love nobody but you. Okay? So, I felt that there was a lot of people who love to start spell work in between the full moons, in between the new moons. They do it 7 days before, 7 days after, and they do it religiously for those 7 days, you know. And it's like, wow, you know, God only knows how selfish you are in your prayers. I'm laughing because not only God has his prophets out here also. They know too. And the prophets, they don't have to be online on the internet, because they're sending out light waves. They're sending out light codes to people. They're getting the transmissions anyway. They don't need your permission. They don't need your internet. They don't need your churches. think I'm gonna leave this here so that you'll think about what I said. And remember, nothing is hidden forever. Like they say, you can fool some of the people some of the time. You can fool all of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all of the people all of the time. Okay? Anyway, hold on.